here today doesn't fix all the world's many, many problems, but maybe, just maybe, it can be the beginning of something meaningful. As I watch my parents as they watch the news, I see their emotions change from happy to sad to angry, then back to sad, then back to angry. My dad oftentimes says that he's so frustrated over what his generation isn't doing. He explains to me that he feels his generation has just given up. I don't feel that way. My generation has not given up. I believe in my heart that we are capable of creating big changes, but that it's going to be the young people that initiate the change. I want us to be the change makers, the ones who make the difference. And I want to be a part of that movement. 3 summers ago, I went to Cebu, Philippines on my very first medical mission trip with Operation Smile. As we drove through the city, I saw the children playing and splashing in the filthy water just to cool off. I could see cigarette butts and empty plastic bags and cans floating in the water. I saw a little boy rummaging through the garbage with his dad looking for food or empty bottles just to try to sell. It's a fact that unsafe water kills more people each year than all the wars and all the other forms of violence combined. You see, I grew up in a clean house, in a safe neighborhood with plenty of healthy food, so it's nearly impossible for me to imagine otherwise. But I've come to realize that it's not about me and whether I'm okay and my surroundings are safe. But it's equally important to me that all people and all living creatures around the world are living in safety. I believe in the interconnectivity of life. Just like the largest living organism, a massive grove of quaking aspen trees with their roots all interconnected, I believe that we are all connected as one. Because doing nothing is no longer an option. Inaction is action in itself. I've just recently launched a nonprofit organization called Future Generations Now. Our mission is to build a community of future generations to help create the future that we want to live in now. We will actively participate in local volunteer programs and go on global expeditions surrounding issues involving children, education, and the environment. I'm standing here at the United Nations on behalf of my generation and all the generations to come. I'm here to fight for my future, and I need your help. So join me, and let's make a better world together. Before I leave the stage, I'd like to share a spoken word by Princey. Dear future generations, I think I speak for the rest of us when I say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry we left you with our mess of a planet. I'm sorry that we were so caught up in our own doings to do something. I'm sorry we listened to people who made excuses to do nothing. I hope you forgive us. We just didn't realize how special the earth was, like a marriage going wrong. We didn't realize what we had until it was gone. For example, I'm guessing you probably know it as the Amazon desert, right? Well, believe it or not, it was once called the Amazon rainforest. There were billions of trees there, all of them gorgeous, and oh, you don't know a lot about trees, do you? Well, let me tell you that trees are amazing. I mean, we literally breathe the air they're creating. They clean up our pollution, our carbon, they store and purify water. They give us medicine that cures our diseases, food that feeds us. Which is why I'm so sorry to tell you that we burned them down. We cut them down with brutal machines, horrific, at a rate of 40 football fields every minute. That's 50% of all the trees in the world gone in the last 100 years. Why? For this. And that wouldn't make me so sad if there weren't so many pictures of leaves on it. You know, when I was really little, I learned how the Native Americans had such consideration for the planet that they felt responsible for how they left the land for the next 7 generations. Which brings me great sorrow, because most of us today don't even care about tomorrow. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we put profit above people, greed over need, the rule of gold above the golden rule. I'm sorry that we use nature as a credit card with no spending limit, overdrafting animals to extinction, stealing your chance to ever see their uniqueness or become friends with them. I'm sorry that we poison the ocean so much that you can't even swim in them. But most of all, I'm sorry about our mindset. Because we have the nerve to call all this destruction progress. Hey, Fox News, if you don't think climate change is a threat, then I dare you to interview the thousands of homeless people in Bangladesh. Because while you were in your penthouse nestled, their homes were literally washed away beneath their feet due to rising sea levels. And Sarah Palin, you said that you love the smell of fossil fuels. Well, I urge you to talk to the kids of Beijing who are forced to wear pollution masks just to go to school. You see, you can ignore this. But the thing about truth is, it can be denied, not avoided. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry that our footprints became a sinkhole and not a garden. I'm sorry that we paid so much attention to ISIS and so little to how fast the ice is melting in the Arctic. I'm sorry we doomed you, and I'm sorry we couldn't find another planet in time to move to, and I'm so... You know what? I'm not sorry. This future, I do not accept it. Because an error does not become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. We can redirect this. How? Let me suggest that when a farmer sees a tree that's unhealthy, it doesn't look at the branches to diagnose it. It looks at the root. So like that farmer, we must look to the root, and not to the branches of government, not to the politicians run by corporations. We are the root. We are the foundation, this generation. It is up to us to take care of this planet. It is our only home. So we must globally warm our hearts and change the climate of our souls, and realize that we are not apart from nature. We are a part of nature. And to betray nature is to betray us. To save nature is to save us. Because whatever you're fighting for, racism, poverty, gay rights, feminism, or any type of equality, it won't matter in the least. Because unless we all work together to save the environment, we will all be equally extinct. Sorry.